Hi, my name is Ashish, and in this video we will see prepare Endpoint DLP in Microsoft Purview, or data loss prevention, or information protection, whatever you can say it. So Endpoint data loss prevention extends the activity monitoring and protection capabilities of DLP to sensitive items on Windows 10, 11 and Mac OS. Activities like copying the USB devices or printing performed on sensitive items is visible to users who have access to the Activity Explorer after devices are onboarded into the Microsoft Purview compliance portal. Alright, and if you talk about the steps required to use Endpoint DLP, you have to make sure that your device confirms and it meets the requirements. So the Windows devices that we plan on monitoring with Endpoint DLP must meet the system requirements. So you should review the requirements before you onboard the devices. So before you onboard or include endpoint devices in DLP policies, you need to onboard them or enable data collection. Because if they are not onboarded, how will you apply the DLP policies? To enable data collection from a device, the account onboarding the device must be a member of Global Admin, Security Admin and Compliance Admin. So let me take you to the 365 Admin Center. I'm logging into my admin.microsoft.com, and if you select I don't have the active users. These are the demo users that I have. Right, so you see the roles. Okay, so if you see the all roles here, so the roles should be Global Admin, Security Admin and the Compliance Admin. Okay, so if the user is not part of this one role, or he or she will not be able to onboard the devices. Then there are some onboarding options. So if you see the options that I wanted to show you, here they are. You can onboard the devices using group policy, endpoint configuration manager, Intune, or a local script, or through VDI devices. Okay, and you can use some of the options for onboarding Mac OS as well, like Intune for Microsoft Defender for endpoint, JAMF Pro and JAMF Pro for Microsoft Defender for endpoint customers. So if you go to the portal of compliance, here compliance.microsoft.com, and you see settings and you see device onboarding. It will show you the list of monitor devices and download the packages used to onboard or offboard. So you see devices. I've not onboarded or initiated this, but you see the onboarding script that you have for a particular OS, and then you will see a offboarding script for a particular OS. So if you want to onboard using local script, so if I turn on device, when you turn this on, any devices that already onboarded to Microsoft Defender will appear in the device list. So, and you will be able to see this. Okay, and an offboarding script as well. So you can get the configuration package from the onboarding script here. After you select a particular OS, you can download the package from here. Okay, and then you will follow the on-screen instructions to run that package. Now, if you want to configure global endpoint DLP settings, so if you go to data loss prevention on the Microsoft Purview compliance portal left menu, and you click on overview, Endpoint DLP policies. Loads. I don't have the endpoint DLP settings, but it's under data loss prevention. I don't have it because it's my lab tenant that I have. But those settings are available under this option. Okay. And when you will see the DLP settings, it will show you the advanced classification, scanning and protection, file path exclusion for Windows or file path exclusion for Mac, and different other options available. Same way for endpoint DLP, Windows 10 and 11 and Mac OS settings. Okay, let me show you on the documentation. Here it is. Like what setting it is, what Windows version is supported, and what Mac OS is supported, and the note section that which states about it. So advanced classification, scanning and protection, file path exclusions. So this will give you a detailed description of the settings that I'm talking about. Okay, and then you also have a restricted app group options, which are a collection of apps that you create in DLP settings and then add to a rule in a policy. So when you add a restricted app group to a policy, you can take the actions related to that restricted app group option. Let me show that to you as well. If you see that don't restrict file activity, it will tell the DLP to allow users to access DLP protected items, right? So same way you can have file path exclusions in which you want to exclude certain path from DLP monitoring, alerting and policy. You have restricted apps, previously called unallowed apps, is a list of applications you create, and then restricted app groups that you create in DLP settings and then an add to a rule in policy. Okay, then here are unallowed Bluetooth apps, browser and domain restrictions to sensitive data, unallowed browser service domain restrictions, sensitive service domains as well. And let's say you enable this policy. I want to show you an example. Let's say when a user is trying to upload file onto Dropbox. So if a user would try to upload protected content into Dropbox, you will see that the user can override the restriction because the policy was configured with the option to allow override, but the policy could easily have been configured to prevent it from being overridden, but you will see the message that a user would get. Okay, so this is how you prepare the endpoint DLP. Okay, I hope this was informative for all of you guys. If you have any further queries, please mention them in the comment section and I will see you guys in the next video. Thank you. Have a good day.